We have a huge simulcast coming up, and like Cash was saying, it's the first show of a new media rights deal. Probably lots of questions, and great to see all of you here. Thank you for coming to AEW World's End, and with that, we can take more questions.
Let's get into the questions. Lots of things going on here with AEW, so fire away.
You want to start, Kate? EJ Marino, Flickering Myth. Tony, December seems to be a special time for AEW. Going back to the debut of Sting, Kenny Omega, the wonderful Brody Lee tribute, now 2 Continental Classics in a row. What is it about this time of year that brings out this side of you and this side of the roster as well?
I really appreciate you saying there have been a lot of great AEW moments in December. I totally agree, and I think that the Continental Classic this year in particular was fantastic. We just saw Rated FTR closing the night with the Death Riders. So many great moments tonight. I thought the matches this evening really delivered, and I thought the TBS title match, the Women's World title match, International title, top to bottom, so many great matches. And you mentioned the Continental Classic. I really thought the Continental Classic matches delivered, and the Continental Classic tonight in particular delivered, but really top to bottom over the last several weeks. So many great matches, 33 great matches across all the shows since Thanksgiving Eve, and so many great moments, and it culminated in something really special tonight with the return of Kenny Omega. We're really excited to have Kenny Omega back in AEW, and I thought that was a really great surprise and a great moment, and that was something I'm very excited about too. And I love wrestling around the holidays. So many great moments and memories in wrestling are like holiday memories and moments, and I think this is just a great time of the year in the wrestling business. And then there's always so much to look forward to in AEW in January is the records reset, start of a new year. We always have great shows in January. And I think this year in particular, there's so much to look forward to with Fight for the Fallen, what we were just talking about, the trios match, the Death Riders and Rated FTR. All the great reasons why Fight for the Fallen is for a great cause in a community, Asheville, North Carolina, where Wednesday's show is going to do a lot of good, but it's a really important show in the history of AEW, which is why it was so important tonight to have all these great moments, matches, and to have the return of Adam Copeland and the return of Kenny Omega on the same night. Really exciting stuff, and the Continental Classic really did deliver, I thought, this year. So many great things, and it was a great night. Thanks for asking.
Next question over here, Tony. Tony, similar, ooh, that's really loud. Leo with the Wrestling Classic. Similar to the question I asked Adam, what are some of the goals going into this next year? Obviously, with the huge show going on Wednesday in Asheville, bringing awareness to that, and of course now being the first simulcast show as well for you guys. What are some other major goals or points you want to see the company reach as well going into next year?
Well, it's a great question. I think we have some really exciting opportunities, and this week is going to be massive for us. 2 huge shows in North Carolina. Wednesday night, the mother of all simulcasts, our first show streaming on Max, and so huge to be still in the staple of cable and really the staple of pro wrestling, TBS, the Superstation. It's a huge opportunity, and January 1st represents a really big night for AEW, Fight for the Fallen. And also, I think it's important to reflect on what Dax and Cash and Adam were just talking about. This is really for a great cause, and it's important to reflect on what's happening there. So it's a lot of important things happening in AEW at this time, and for us, it's a great opportunity for the entire company, for really everybody who works here, and in particular the great wrestlers in AEW, a great chance for everybody to step up and deliver on the big stage with a new opportunity. It's great to have a chance like this to debut on a new platform with AEW on Max, but also continue on TBS. And so for everybody who likes watching AEW on TBS every Wednesday or TNT every Saturday, it's going to continue that way, but also it's a great opportunity to make a lot of new fans who are watching on Max. People that use that platform will get great advertising opportunities, and this is only going to be the beginning, January 1st, this Wednesday. And I thought having so many great matches and moments and rivalries coming out of tonight really sets the stage for this Wednesday, and then Saturday, 1 week from tonight in Charlotte, for the first AEW Collision of the streaming era on TNT. I think having great matches, great moments there, really important. And then we saw advertisements, we saw a lot of really anticipation also tonight for AEW Revolution, March 9th in Los Angeles, and also July 12th in Arlington, Texas, AEW All In. And I think we can really start the year off right this Wednesday. Thanks.
Hey, how's it going, Tony? Corey Hayes with BodySlamNet. Congratulations on another successful event tonight with World's End to close 2024 with a bang. Speaking of success, AEW and Ring of Honor ran the Hammerstein Ballroom last week, and it seemed like it was a pretty big success with everybody showing out and the atmosphere there. Could you see Hammerstein Ballroom potentially being a holiday tradition yearly?
I really loved being in the Hammerstein Ballroom. I thought that was a tremendous weekend for AEW. Big success, having the great shows, having the Christmas Dynamite, and before that, a Christmas Collision. Really a great holiday weekend. I would be very open to that, and I think anytime we can go back there would be great for AEW. It was a huge success and great for AEW Collision to have one of the biggest ratings in the history of the show, the biggest rating in a year and a half, one of the all-time numbers, and a great opportunity for us, but also against a lot of great competition. So on a really crowded Saturday night, we made the most of an opportunity in a very competitive landscape and put up one of the best numbers the show's ever done, and then delivered, I thought, across Saturday on TNT and then Wednesday on TBS, one of the best sets of shows we've ever done. So Hammerstein Ballroom, the setting and the fans, they were a huge part of it, and I really enjoyed watching the show with my family on Christmas. It was very nice, and really, I thought the show's delivered. So absolutely, I'd love to go back to Hammerstein, whether it's the holidays or any time. The New York fans are awesome, and the Hammerstein setting and the fans those nights were just tremendous. Thanks for asking.
Thank you, Tony.
Hey, Corey.
Hey, Corey Leap with the Wrestling Observer. Now, there has been what I would consider a lot of chatter online, negativity in regards to the product. And obviously, you're just coming off a brand new television deal. You're going to be on Max. You're going to be doing all this stuff. Do you guys have at least a strategy for next year to try to combat a lot of this negativity that festers online and is basically done for almost monetary reasons, to basically bring down what you guys are doing when you guys are literally having, in regards to money, your best year that you've had since you've started. Like I said, I just see it online, and it's difficult. It's hard to watch if you're a fan of AEW, to just see again a lot of the negativity in regards to and it's bad faith negativity as well. So
I think there's, like you said, so many great positive things. I'm really excited about all the great things we're doing, and like you said, it is the biggest year in terms of success and achieving a big goal in the history of AEW, and that's really saying something. Last year, we made a lot of history going to Wembley Stadium. We sold 81,035 tickets. Over 81,000 tickets sold. We set the world record for tickets sold. And even then, people tried to poke holes in what we did last year, saying, you only sold, allegedly, people said 73,000, but we sold 81,000. But the fact that people would even try to hold up 73,000, if it even was that, like, it would be a bad thing. That's amazing. What an amazing achievement. To have the kind of success we had at Wembley Stadium, that's an amazing achievement. Then this year to make a historic media rights deal, which really sets the stage for what we were just talking about with Rated FTR, for what's happening with the Death Riders and all the great things that are going to be coming at the Mother of All simulcast this Wednesday, which, like you said, sets the stage for a new media rights deal, sets a stage for a new platform for us. But really, I just think it's like the biggest opportunity and the biggest moment for us. It's really when we first set out with AEW years ago, this was the big goal, to do something sustainable. This was always the big opportunity out there in front of us. We renewed the media rights contract actually in January 2020. We had just started, and they were really happy with us, and we got a new deal, and it was a big deal for Dynamite, and it even gave us opportunities going forward that were beyond what anybody could have ever hoped at the start of AEW, but it was only the beginning. And then when we did that deal, we knew that, okay, coming out of 2024, there's going to be a real opportunity for AEW to become one of the largest sports organizations in terms of television, and also this opportunity to enter into streaming. And there are so many favorable figures about AEW. I learned things in the media rights negotiation about AEW that I didn't know. The affinity of AEW fans, the empirical evidence that AEW's fans are so loyal to the product and so happy with the product and so committed to it, it's really, really strong. And I think our digital presence is really going to grow starting this week with the launch of AEW on Max. There's a great opportunity for new fans to come to the show, and for everybody who watched the show on TBS for years can keep watching the show on TBS, but I think people will also really enjoy the streaming experience and a chance for people to go back and watch a lot of the classic AEW shows, recent shows. We'll start building out that library of content, and really, I think so many great things happening, but anytime we do something great in AEW, I think it's amazing to look back at how many great things have happened in 5 years, but anytime we have a chance to do something like what we're going to do this Wednesday and this Saturday with our first simulcast on TBS and TNT with Max, it's massive, and that's why it was great to be able to sit up here with Rated FTR and to talk about what is going to happen this Wednesday and this week with the launch of our simulcast, the Fight for the Fallen, the Rated FTR, but also, like I said, it's happening for a really, really good cause, and that's a really positive impact too. You know, there's a big business side, and we could talk for a long time about the business milestones, but I think also the impact we can make on the community and the good things we can do with this show and raising awareness, not only the money we'll raise from the substantial live gate and the proceeds from the show, but also money that will be raised by raising awareness of what's happening in North Carolina, what happened to the community, and how everybody can help that's watching the show at home on Wednesday, January 1st, New Year's Day. Thanks.
2 more questions, guys and gals.
Hey, Tony. Jay Raddick with the Orlando Sentinel. You stepped up, you drew a big house, a big crowd tonight. WWE also stepped up as competition, drew a big house and a big crowd across town. What do you think that means in terms of the competition, and what does it mean to Orlando as a wrestling town?
It's great for the city of Orlando with 2 major pro wrestling events happening on the same night, that there were thousands and thousands of fans at both shows. We had a capacity crowd here. This was so great being here. UCF and this arena have been tremendous hosts at the Edition Financial Arena, and I think that for us in the community, it was great to have such an amazing support from the fans, and it shows how strong worldwide pro wrestling, particularly here in the United States, is to have in one major American city with 2 promotions running head-to-head on the same night, to have 2 great crowds. And I know our fans here were awesome, and it was a great show tonight, thanks to the Orlando fans who supported it all night. They were tremendous. Thank you.
All right, final question right here.
Hi, Tony. Jacob Porter from the Orlando Tourism Report. Just touching upon Orlando. Orlando, I think, is probably the city with the second most AEW matches. I'm just curious, is there a favorite memory from Orlando that you have?
That's a really interesting point. Orlando, we've had a lot of great matches here. That's a really good question. So many great matches, so many great memories here in Orlando. Of course, we shot a lot of AEW Dark episodes at Universal Studios, and then we had Revolution 2022 here, and then to have World's End here tonight. Tonight, really having Kenny Omega and Adam Copeland come back on the same night, that was pretty amazing. That would be up there for me to see them back in AEW tonight. That would certainly be at or near the top. I think the Revolution 2022 was a fantastic show here, and there were so many great memories on that show from start to finish. From the first match, Eddie Kingston versus Chris Jericho, fantastic, all the way through the Adam Page, Adam Cole match and everything in between. That was a great show and great memories here. A lot of great shows around Orlando, like you said, and it's tonight really getting Kenny and Adam back, that was pretty special. I was really excited about that. So that was a great 1-2 punch, and probably my favorite memory here for sure is the way things ended up tonight.
Hell of a memory.
Yeah, it was great. Well, and a great way to end the year and to start what's going to be a very special time for AEW and for all of us. It's really, really great, and I really appreciate all of you being here. It was right up the road in Jacksonville. It's crazy to think that it was, wow, it's 6 years since we first launched and announced AEW, and it was coming up this week on the 6-year anniversary, and actually we announced it in a press release, and then a week later in Jacksonville we made it official as a group, but it was right up the road where that happened, and 6-year anniversary is coming right up, and what a way to celebrate it Wednesday night with the launch of AEW on Max, the simulcast. So many of you have been covering AEW, coming to the shows, covering us online and in the community. I appreciate everybody locally and nationally, internationally who traveled in for AEW World's End, everybody watching at home. It means the world, and it's such an important night for us tonight, and it's going to be such an important week for us. Wednesday night, Fight for the Fallen in Asheville, and then Charlotte Saturday night on Collision. We get to make history and really write a very new and important chapter in AEW. So I'm very grateful. Thank you all for being here. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. See you guys January 1st.